Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing gambling in Thailand, and we've recently done another video where we've talked about how in the sort of aftermath of this latest wave, if you will, of COVID-19 that cropped up that seemed to be somewhat tied to illicit gambling dens here in Thailand, there seems to be, for the first time in at least my recent memory, serious talk of legalization of gambling or gaming here in Thailand. And a recent article from thaivisa.com, they're quoting NNT, that's the National News Bureau of Thailand. Article is titled, PM Prayut Committee Studies Positive Negative Aspects of Legalized Gambling. Quoting directly, the Prime Minister said a committee has to study positive and negative aspects of legalized gambling. Another important issue is whether or not the public will accept it. Quoting further, however, the process of legalized small gambling dens remains uncertain. The government will have to consider methods and means to address the problem in a sustainable way. Once it is solved, there are still other overlapping problems. The government will have to consider them thoroughly so that Thailand is on par with other countries. There are many things that need to be adapted. General Prayut said he is still undecided about legalizing gambling, and the study committee is working on it. So again, still up in the air. My 2 cents on this, I have worked in the gaming industry. I went through law school working in the gaming industry. I do have some insights here. My personal opinion is, I think if you're going to legalize gambling, take the approach of going broad. Don't go narrow. Don't just have one venue that will have legalized gambling, because you kind of get all the downside, which is sort of the community issues, the issues associated with possible addiction, the problems of having gambling legal in a given jurisdiction without the concomitant benefits, in my opinion. So where you sort of spread it out, and like smaller venues can have some sort of, perhaps not the full casino license, a full gaming license where they can do all the things that perhaps a major large venue can do, but by allowing smaller gaming, it allows for smaller businesses to share sort of a piece of the pie, if you will, if you're going to legalize gambling. That's my opinion, just from personal experience. If you're going to do it, try to allow for many operators. For example, a lot of SMEs in the F&B business, food and beverage, bar, entertainment business here in Thailand, in the aftermath of this whole COVID situation, we're coming off of, they are really going to be struggling. And in fact, we've read the numbers on this channel previously. Depending on what you read, there's between 1 million and 3 million people out of work in Thailand as a result of the problems in the tourism sector. In my opinion, taking a broad-based approach rather than, again, just having one venue that, it only employs a limited number of people. It only, it's only one place, but you get all the downside. You still get, addicted gamblers still go there, and all of this, my opinion, if you're gonna do it, and there's arguments against doing it, I'm kind of 2 minds on gaming, because I've been very close to it. I've seen the effects of it, especially on an overall community. There are pros and cons, and it needs to be weighed carefully. But if one is going to, in my opinion, do it, you might as well do it broadly to allow it to benefit more people than it harms. That's kind of the way I look at it, is by allowing it to be more broad. Again, not everybody would have a casino. Maybe you license, card games in various venues, or license, maybe you can have a slot machine in one location and or a few slot machines in a location, but you can't have card games, or you have various, different kinds of licenses that would allow sort of a more broad and diverse sort of ecosystem in the gaming sphere. I think that's a better way to do it for the community, because again, while to me the negatives are going to be there regardless, doesn't matter if you have one venue or many venues, the pros, the benefits are spread out more. So again, the SMEs that have suffered tremendously under the response to COVID-19 in Thailand, they may be able to recoup something via, licensure to be able to have certain games of chance on their premises.